Hello everyone, my name is Zakaria, so I'll be explaining you a few of the Python tasks. Number one, we have to take input from user and it should be height. So the height needs to be converted into centimeters. So what I did is I made a variable called yes. So this keeps on checking, basically it asks from the user and user has to enter yes and no. So it takes the first index, and if it is yes, so it keeps on repeating, it keeps on taking the height. um, what I actually did was I'm appending the main list and printing the height. So once I rerun this, you'll be more easy to understand. uh, the same thing here is basically I have to append, and the inches to centimeters conversion is basically 2.54. So for each item in the list, it has to append and multiply by 2.54. Okay, so let me just rerun this. I could have achieved this with this comprehension as well. So I have to press enter yes. That is 6. My list is keeps on increasing, right? So I press 7, keeps on increasing. Yes, press 8, keeps on increasing. No. So it converts this final list into, this is in inches, multiply by 2.54, this is in centimeter. It's pretty simple. The very next task is regarding list comprehension, how I can achieve the same task using list comprehension. So let me show you this. The syntax for this is basically I'm multiplying the values by this constant and taking the input, and I'm basically splitting them with by comma, right? Let me read on this. So it says multiple values you can enter, and then it just basically multiplies these values and converts these heights into centimeters. Task 2a was basically I have to define a function, right? The function should take two arguments, and basically if you run this, what it is doing is it's actually I have to make a function of first name and full name, last name. So you ask user what's your first name and you ask user what's your last name, and it basically combines both, right? So I've called the function here, and the arguments are same as basically these arguments. So my first name is Muhammad Zakaria, and the resultant is basically Zakaria. That's how it works. Okay, so the part task 2b is basically I have to print an alternative string. Basically, what does alternative string means is leaving one alphabet and printing the next alphabet. So let me run this and explain you. Okay, put code, give the name. So what it goes is like prints G, leaves O, prints O, leaves D, prints space, and then leaves E, prints V, leave E, print N, I leave, and then prints again N. That's what it's printing. Again, we used just a simple syntax. Is basically the increment is of 2. So if I leave it by default, it takes 1. So here basically the step is 2. So it's leaving one alphabet. The last task is regarding file writing. So I've opened a file, I've read its lines and then split those words, basically all those words which it contained. So till here it was easy. Then comes the part where I had to basically count these words. So I wrote this list comprehension where I could count those words. So now I have basically to two lists. One is a list full of words, and the other list is basically their count. So I basically needs to merge them. So I've merged them, and then I've converted it into a set, so I can basically get unique values, right? And basically we're reading it from here. Yep. So let me run this and get to know what I'm saying. My input file, if you want to read, is basically I'm sorry, ICP2.txt. Yeah, that's my input file. So Python course, deep learning course, Python course, deep learning course. I will repeat it twice. And so if I run this, ouch, sorry. If I run this, what I'm getting is basically deep. The count of deep is 2, learning is 2, course is 3, Python is 2. And if I can show you quickly the output file it generates is basically, so this is the multiple times I've run that. So it's basically writing all these files into the output file generated there. So this was about ICP2. Thank you so much.